Welcome in Drew Waters, MLB Pipeline's 26th ranked prospect, second player in the Braves system, as well as a second round pick out of Georgia's Etowah High School in 2017, where he became a LakePoint Sports alumni. Drew, first off, thanks for jumping on, and hope you and your family are safe and healthy.
Yeah, no problem. We're doing great. We're just here in Atlanta, and I'm waiting for the call for us to go back to playing baseball.
What has the day-to-day been like with you? I mean, how are you staying sharp? I know you're a baseball gym rat. How are you getting your reps in? Like, what's this whole process been like for you?
Um, Fortunately enough, Carter Keyboom is actually back in Woodstock, and then another Braves minor league guy, Ryan Castile, is also up in the Woodstock area. And so the place that I train in the off season is allowing the three of us to go in and work out, and then they actually installed a cage. So we've actually had a place to, go work out and hit at. So unlike most guys I've been able to stay on top of my hitting and the lifting aspect of my game.
What about field work though? I mean, that you can't. You got to have space to do that, and not getting that right now.
Yeah, as far as it goes with the field work, I mean, you really have to treat this time a little bit like the off season, only because you don't have access to a field right now. You don't have access to coaches being able to go out there and hit you fungo or help you with base running. So you, to a certain point, have to treat it like the off season, but also I think stay a little bit more in shape, only because we don't know when we're going to come back to playing. It could be next week. It could be 3 months from now.
How have you been able to stay in contact with Braves strength and conditioning? I mean, I know you're doing your own stuff, but have they given you guys direction in terms of things they want you doing over this time period?
Yeah, they have. They do a great job with handling all of us. I think when we all go down to spring training, they kind of know what our goals were in the off season, and just because spring training comes and the start of the season is coming up, it doesn't mean we're stopping our work. So they do a really good job of giving us a program and helping us develop a routine to get the most out of our bodies and have us at the peak of our performance.
Have you stayed in contact with any of your Braves teammates?
I have. I've talked a little bit to Kyle Wright. I've also talked to CJ Alexander. And, I mean, it's really all the same from all those guys. They're just working out, hitting, and waiting for the season to start.
This spring, I know you were able to get in some work with Andrew Jones. I mean, one of the best defensive center fielders in the last 20 years. What did you pick up from him in your time together?
I feel like this spring training, he really helped me just because we started talking about, pre-pitch jumps, positioning ourselves. The big thing now is analytics in baseball, and the analytic team does a great job of positioning us in a place where we can make the most plays. And so just, understanding that the card in our back pocket might say play in the right center gap, but if you see something, trust your thought process and still trust your instincts. And so between that and just him telling us some key things that he did when he was playing, I think that my defense will definitely be better once we get back to playing.
I mean, he was known for playing so shallow because he was just so fast and could get such a read. I mean, it's got to be hard from that end to really get a lot from a guy that was just that naturally gifted.
Yeah, I mean, he even said that because I'm sure a lot of people saw in our spring training games, we're playing a lot deeper this year. It almost feels like we're on the warning track, but it has been proven that it works. I think a perfect example is last year, Austin Riley playing left field. He's never done it before, but you shade him a little deeper in the outfield, and he's still an above-average defender on defense as well. So I think Andrew's bought into the analytics a little bit, but I like working with him just because you get the analytical side, but you also get the old school style too of how they played the outfield.
So it's a little unclear when the 2020 season is going to start, if it's going to start, and then the subsequent minor league season. And there's been one proposal that has the teams playing in the Arizona and Florida spring training facilities. With that, there's been a report that roster sizes could be expanded up to 29. That could primarily be used to cram in pitchers if we're trying to get a lot of games into a small amount of days. But it also could be a quicker way for someone like yourself to make that major league debut. Have you let your mind kind of wander a little bit to the possibilities of what this shortened season could mean for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to, think through what this season's going to look like just because I'm a big planner and I like being prepared and showing up prepared. And so I've definitely thought through all the possibilities, but I think I'm just going to do what I've done in previous years, just focus on what I can control and let the things that I can't control unfold for themselves. And I'm confident enough that if I prepare that I'll be ready regardless of what situation I'll be thrown into.
We are now 3 years removed from you winning a Georgia State championship at Etowah. I mentioned you playing at LakePoint Sports as a member of that team. This time of year, I'm sure those memories kind of start to come back to you a little bit. Obviously, seniors across the country have had that opportunity to play for a state championship after years of work taken away from them from this COVID-19 pandemic. I'm sure someone who went through that and reached the pinnacle during their high school career, you kind of have to feel for where all these seniors are right now.
Yeah, no doubt. I still remember to this day my senior year. Obviously, it's my last year of playing high school baseball, and I actually almost had a season-ending injury early in the season. I had a bad sprained ankle, and I missed most of the regular season. But so I know what's going through their minds. I know what they're going through. It sucks not being able to play your senior year, but I would just say try to find the positive. This could be a time for them to get better at something that they needed to work on that they couldn't work on during their high school season. Especially guys that are going to college and know that they have a place to play. Once their high school is over, those are right now is a perfect time for those guys to get better, whether it's offensively or defensively.
So we're all at a point right now where we're trying to fill time. So what have you binged? And please be honest.
I am a big Ozarks and Money Heist watcher. Ozarks was actually filmed up at my parents' house. And so I got into it, and that was what I watched throughout the year last year. And then I've been waiting on the latest season to be or to come out, and it finally came out. So I've been binge watching that.
Can you give me a spoiler? I've seen it, but for those who haven't, can you offer a spoiler-free review of the season?
I haven't finished it completely yet. I will say it's a lot more intense than the other seasons, and I don't know if they've got or if they're going to get caught, but from what it appears, I think they're going to get caught.
So the Braves are being rep by Luke Jackson in the MLB The Show Players League. I know you put it out there on Twitter that you were looking for some matchups. How would you rate yourself? And from 1 to 10, how would you rate yourself as a player? And have you been beating up on these Braves fans that are reaching out to you?
So my first at bat ever with my character, I actually hit a home run. I'm not a big video game player, but I was getting tagged in tweets from random people saying, "Oh my gosh, your character rakes," and so I was like, I got to get a PS4 and play with my character. And so I started playing, and then I put out the tweet asking for people's gamer tags, and I played a couple of people, and it's fun being yourself and being successful in the game too. So I'm pretty pleased with my character.
Yeah, and then I know there's an 85 diamond card version of your player. It says that he has better contact rate against righties than lefties. Would you agree with that?
Probably just because right now my left-handed, they are right. My left-handed hitting ability is a little bit ahead of my right-handed hitting ability. And I just think the only reason it is that is because I've had more at-bats left-handed than right-handed, but it's okay. At least I can still hit the ball out of the ballpark in the game too if they're gonna drop my contact.
At least you're honest that you were playing, that you were out there playing with yourself. Because a lot of guys would be like, I don't know. But you're dead honest. You were playing with yourself.
Yeah, I think it's cool. Because obviously growing up, I've played video games. I've played MLB The Show before, and so I'm not gonna not act like a little kid. Of course, I'm gonna go play with my character. That's everyone's dream.
Awesome. Well, he is Drew Waters. You can follow him on Twitter and Instagram at dwaters121. Drew, thanks for the time. Wishing you the best in the healthy season whenever it gets started.
Thank you.